We're just gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna record and wherever I go. I think the problem is that I'm the only host. I messed that up. So I'll just try to go into rooms and record them. Anyway, so if you guys have any questions, kind of shout them out. You can post them in the chat, but I might not be able to see them immediately. So I just would appreciate it if you would tell me. But today we're going to talk about social media content creation. So this is a little bit about me. So I founded Editing Me, where I bring authors to market through formatting, marketing, editing, publishing. And then I co-own Collective Tales Publishing, which is that ctpfiction.com. And you can see here, this is just some of the books that I've been part of. They're very large, so I just didn't have a lot of room for stuff. But you see here, Cute at First Meet, So We Meet Again. Um, Second Chance. Oh no, I don't have our most recent one. Oh, I failed. But those are our romance books as well. And so one of my favorite things is on my social media account, I do ridiculous videos and I like to post about them. And I don't know where my books are here. But if you guys have any questions, I will be giving out discounts for books. Here's some of the scary books. I don't know where my romance book is, but here's the romance book. We'll find it in just a second. This is the most recent book that we have out. It's Love is Complicated. Melissa and Kira had mentioned our most recent book, which is a paranormal romance from now until forever. And that'll be published and out February 14th, just in time for the best holiday. I don't know. Okay, let's break the ice. What does anyone have a favorite post that you have created or someone else you have created or someone else you have followed has created? And it can be really silly. It could be something like just about a dog, or it could be a news art, it could be just like anything random. Just I'd love to hear if you share in the chat. I will have it out now and be able to see. And while you're thinking of that, oops, I'll show you this one. This is ridiculous. And I want to show you this one because this got over 600,000 views. It is kind of the dumbest video. And we'll talk about reasons why. But this is just, it's 5 seconds. And it's me literally, this was at a romance retreat. And yeah, so it almost got more views. And I have no idea why. Do you guys can see that, right? Okay, you can't hear it. It's just there's a music, it's fine. But that got over 600,000 views with 1,200 likes. Why? I don't understand. It's funny. Okay, let's come back here. Sorry, I'm getting used to the Canva. And here's another one that from a post that I follow. I'm so dumb. I like it a lot. Anyway, it's I don't know how to, it's not that big of a deal. I can't show you the audio. There, when you look at the handout, you can click on these links and you'll be able to view them too. But this one is, got millions of views. It's just about a bull helping the farmer spread his dirt, and he loves it and he's so happy. And there's 155,000 likes. It's just a cute bull. Why did this make why is this like over 1 million views? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, look at him. He's so cute. Anyway, those are my two favorite. Does anyone else want to share? You're not required to, but I want you to see like the differences and how maybe like, because I've had posts where, I've only had like just a few, like in the beginning it was like just maybe a dozen or something views or a few hundred. Like, sometimes like, yes, I've had that 600,000, but I've also had some recently that have been like a few hundred, right? So what is the difference between that and why? Like, it could be the timing, and we'll talk about that. Here, we'll go into the outline, but it could be your content, it could be the timing. It could even be about the engagement and the analytics of the thing, or it could be just your overall plans and ideas. So this presentation or workshop, it's kind of workshopy, is just to help you understand social media because it is a whole other animal. I know we all kind of struggle sometimes with it. And it's marketing, and I know marketing is not the most loved thing by everyone, but it can be really fun. It can be creative, it can be enjoyable. It's just how are you going to put your own spin on it that can help you progress and be better. Okay, so first off, I want you guys to define your goals and your audience. Let's go into here. So, who's your audience? For me, my audience, and we'll go more into this at the very end with the engagement or the analytics and algorithm. But for me, what I know is I'm pretty evenly divided between males and females. And a lot of them are about 20s, 30s, like they're millennials. So it's kind of evenly split. They're millennials. And they like humor because, I mean, it's like, there's cute stuff, but there's also a lot of like, I make fun of myself stuff. And there's also author stuff. So that's a big thing. A lot of you are probably going to have, well, hopefully we're going to be all kind of going towards similar audiences, right? We're going towards the author or the readership. And I know there's a lot of worry about like, oh no, what if this person takes, don't look at it as a competition because it's the same thing with buying a book, right? If you are supporting your friend who is an author and they're supporting you, then we're both going to be able to expand and grow and become better. Next, I want you guys to pick your social media platform. So is your social media platform going to be Instagram? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be Pinterest? YouTube, right? It could be a dating app. I don't know, whatever you want. But the idea is that you're putting a lot of your energy there and not trying to spread it out because there's so many I've seen so many people where they're like, well, I have to be on Instagram, I have to be on Facebook, I have to post 5 times a day on all of these different platforms. And that can be good if that's your full-time job. But if you only have like an hour a day or if you only have 15 minutes a day and you're like, I really just want to be on social media for 15 minutes a day, that's completely fine and completely doable. But that also means that you probably should just be on 1 or 2 sites. Also, all of your audience is not going to be spread out. They're probably going to be on, like, for me, it's Instagram and Facebook. Honestly, more Instagram. I find that I get my most, like, and Threads is a one too. But for me, I think I focus a lot of time and energy on Instagram. And I've been thinking about, okay, maybe I could branch out into YouTube. But it's like, do I want to wear myself thin? Because that will reduce the quality. So pick where you're going. If it's younger people, if you're doing YA, you're probably going to be on TikTok or kind of Instagram. I don't know, like the young people, you definitely want to do some research, but like young people now, I feel like the older young people are on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? And then the millennials are on Facebook too. Yeah. So if you're doing romance like me, mine is steamy romance that I'm kind of branching into. That's going to be probably older women, right? 20s, 30s women. And they're on Instagram, the Bookstagram sort of community there, or they might be on Facebook in the groups. So start to think about where your social platform should be. Again, if you want to reach out like in chat or just out here, we can figure that out together. And another thing is when you've picked your audience, you've picked your social media platform, I want you to find your niche. What are you going to really do? Right? There's for me, it's humor posts. And I don't know if you guys have seen him recently. I should have found him before this, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Maybe I'll do it while we're doing our SMART goals. But there's this guy I've been seeing on Facebook, and I wonder if it's because the algorithm knows that I like romance and that I like food, because I'm always like posting about food on my personal thing, or I'm like share or like wanting to do things. But I keep seeing this like video. It's like sexy, man. It's like a sexy video. Sorry, David. Where it's like it's this man who's like one of those like rom-com men, right? So traditionally handsome white guy, like just guy, and he's like being really sexual with the food. I'm gonna try to find it, but he's found his niche, right? Because it is a little bit oversaturated. Like food is oversaturated. If you in romance and books, that's like oversaturated. If every single person is going to romance readers, I highly encourage, we should all do what we want, but you have to be a little bit different, right? How can you set yourself apart? So I'll try to find that while we're doing our little project. But yeah, here, let me show you another one. Like, well, you can see it on the handout, but essentially mine is just, it's funny, cosplay, slightly cute, like Instagram. That's mine. It doesn't have to be very like the man I talked about, he's really unique, right? His is a very unique niche, but you don't have to have like a unique niche. You just want to slightly stand out, right? A lot of book reviewers are just posting the book. They're not like, for me, I talk about the book or I cosplay as a character who I think symbolizes someone in the book. So that's like slightly different, but it's still a book reviewer, right? It's still cosplay. But I'm just putting a spin on it. So, like Sarah, you are an artist and you're a writer. So your niche, for me personally, I feel like your niche should be like people who enjoy both artists and write, like artists and reading. So how can you combine the two? I've read your books, I've seen your paintings, you're wonderfully talented, creative individual. So what if you put both of those together? That's like, right now you found a niche, right? Let's see, and I don't know. I'll have to think about all these things. But anyway, so that's like you find a niche. It's not too out of the way, too crazy, but it's unique to you. And it makes you inspired to want to post content and do things on social media about it. So once you have your audience, your social media, and your niche, I want you to start looking at SMART goals. Does anyone know what a SMART goal is? Okay, we'll go into that. So SMART goals are really easy ways that you can engage with your own like New Year's resolution, right? It's like your own goals for whatever thing you want to do. So there's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goals. So goal, my goal here is I want to complete a first draft of a 50,000 word novel in 3 months. I know there's the whole NaNoWriMo of writing it in 1 month. But for me, that is a little bit, that's hard, so I made it more relevant to who I am. So it's 3 months for me. So my specific goal on the S is writing 50,000 words. Okay. And now my measurable part of that goal is, okay, how am I going to write 50,000 words? Well, I'm going to write 834 words daily. That's pretty doable compared to 1,600 words, right? When I'm inspired, I can write 1,600 words, but there are some days that I can only do 800 words or even 300 words. And I think that you shouldn't feel bad about that. I think that if you push it out, sometimes it can cause you more stress and anxiety. So I do what you think you can do and make it like achievable for you. So now achievable, I'm going to set aside 1 to 2 hours daily for focused writing. So I'd probably do that when it's early morning. I'm gonna do an hour, but you know, sometimes I have to go to work pretty early, and that means that I only have 30 minutes to write, or I have only 15 minutes to write. So, okay, so I'm gonna do 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at lunch, or maybe 20 minutes at lunch. And then I'm going to do the rest, maybe in the rest of the, 30 to 40 minutes or whatever in the evening. And now I've hit it an hour. Yes, it's broken up in chunks, but I'm still hitting my goal and I'm still making it achievable for me. And sometimes maybe that's too hard. Maybe you're like, no, I don't want to do 1 to 2 hours. I just want to do 20 to 30 minutes. That's okay. That's your achievable goal. Okay, so the next part, and if I'm going too fast, let me know, just call anything out. And we're going to do a little workshop at the end, so please be looking at the specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely goals. Because the relevant part of your completing the 50,000 word novel is it's aligning with my goal. It's relevant to me because I want to be a published author and I want to build writing it as a discipline. That like, I'm not going to cook 5 times a day and try to be a famous chef if I only want to be a writer, because that's not really relevant to me. So yeah, I know that's weird, but anyway, relevant is published author. And then the timely part is the 3 months. So I'm going to start January 4th. I'm going to start today, and I'm going to end in March, January, February, March. I'm going to end in March. Does that make sense for everyone? Time bound, timely, it's kind of the same. So those are your SMART goals. So I want us to take 5 minutes now, and I want you to write your own SMART goal. And you could do it on writing, but you could also do it on social media. So if you're going to do a social media goal, you could say that you want to reach I want to reach 500 followers in 3 months. Okay, how do you break that out, right? I'm going to follow and engage with the community every single day and see if people will follow me back. So you'll have to do something like that, right? So take 5 minutes here, and I'm going to time us. And then we can kind of share after. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to mute myself here. And the clock starts record or time. Yeah. And the time starts now.
Hey Liz, can you put out so we can see what the SMART acronym means again?
I did not put it on. Okay. Okay. So SMART is specific. So specific goal to you. What is that specific goal? Mine is to write 50,000 words, or you could be earn 500 followers. Measurable. I'm going to track my progress. I'm going to write approximately, and I just did it, I divided. So it's 834 words daily. But if you were doing it for getting followers, it would be, I'd have to get a calculator, really 20 followers daily or 5 followers daily, right? So you're going to measure that. How can you measure that amount? Because you want to be able to track your progress, right? Is it achievable? That's going to be, I'm going to set aside 1 to 2 hours daily to do my social media, or I'm going to do my focus writing, right? So what is the achievable part? Maybe it's only 15 to 20 minutes. And sorry, I don't have them all out. I can grab a thing. Relevant and aligns the goals to become a published author, and time bound or timely, complete the draft within 3 months. Let me just right here. So, oops, specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant, and timely goals. Does that help? Okay, guys, so your timer is over and it is Donut Daddy. Thank you, Kira. This is the most amazing thing. You guys want to watch it? Let's watch it. And I don't know how do I turn my, is there a way to make the sound?
Think it's like so at the bottom of your screen, there's like
I think there's a Zoom setting that limits the audio.
like on your Zoom screen, there should be three dots that say more
Okay,
at
well,
the very bottom.
more disable, hide, remove, share computer sound.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Should I do stereo or mono? Okay. Are you, oh no, I don't remember my password. Okay. Good job. Good job, Liz. Just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna watch. This guy is ridiculous, and we won't watch the whole thing because it's kind of long, but I just want to give you an idea of like this guy just put spicy romance novel and food together. Anyway, I'll share that with you guys so you can look at it later. It just makes me laugh really hard. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is like, I mean, I like food and I like writing, but I don't always share things. So if it's like a unique reel like that, suddenly, okay, now I've just shared it with all of you. He's succeeded in his marketing campaign because his niche was so shocking to me. Shocking. We're all romance writers, right? We enjoy it, right? Okay. So before we get into ideation and planning, does anyone want to share their SMART goal? Nope.
Yeah, I've got one that's kind of interesting. My list used to have over 1,000 people in it, but I haven't paid a lot of attention and it's kind of dropped down into the 700s. So I'd like to get it back over 1,000 subscribers. And so I'll give myself 4 months through social media, ads or newsletter builders that I know are out there. I just haven't used them in a long while.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. You bring up those newsletter builders, they have scheduling options. So you can theoretically, just like with social media, which we'll talk about, you can have you can show like do a bunch of things at once, schedule it out, and then not really have to worry about like, oh, did I put this one out? So it's a really good point. So thanks. Anyone else? Okay. Oh, there's some in the chat. Sorry, I can't always see the chat. Yeah, same with the followers, right? Like why did it change, right? And so it's going to be about consistency, about planning. So I'm glad you're all thinking about that. So ideation and planning. Oops. So this is the process of brainstorming and organizing ideas into clear themes to create focused, consistent content. Like I said, you need to have your niche, right? Your niche, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, your niche. And that's going to be kind of consistent throughout. Like for me, when I'm posting, when we're creating content, yes, we're doing a lot of author content, but there's always this level of humor involved, and that's consistent. And your audience is going to expect some things like that. I've also noticed that like sometimes my food things will be really popular and has nothing to do with author stuff. So it's like, you can never really, you're like, why did this happen? But anyway, it has author stuff and always has humor. So you want to have consistent stuff. So you're going to be looking at trending hashtags, which we will do in just a second. And on your handout, it shows some of the most popular. hashtags. And then competitor posts. So we're gonna just go in here. Oh, look, there's Jonathan. So let's say we want to, I'm gonna search for, hold on, search here. So let's say I want to find a big, like just like I don't know any authors, so I'm gonna just look up author like Bookstagram. So I'm just gonna look up some competitors, right? So I'm just gonna search author Instagram, like the little search bar. You can see here there's a lot of different, posts like from different things. This one shows that they had 287 views on there. I can click in, oh, there's 66. Oh, but this one had 7,642. Why does this one have so many, right? So I'm going to go click on that. And Canterbury Classics, like, I mean, that makes sense because it's, it's a bigwig sort of profile. But what I would do for you is I would start looking at people and being like, what are they doing that I can do? So I'm going to just go to this lady. So she's a book reviewer. Let's go into here. Oh, she has 33,000 followers and she's only following 797 people. How do I do this same thing? Well, I mean, it's probably a little easier because she's an international best-selling author, but you can still do that, right? So she posts about her books. She does, she does like, okay, song lyrics. So if you're a published author already, you could read from your book. You could do like some songs that are in your book that are in there. You can, I mean, Canva, we'll do some Canva stuff. You can make some pretty easy stuff and pretty in Canva. You can post about like events that you go to. So what I would suggest for you when you find your niche and you're looking for your audience, because she's probably someone that like her audience, her readers are probably similar people to who I want to follow me, who might read my stuff. So I'm going to try, just to engage with her content, kind of see what works for her, and essentially just this is market research. So businesses do this a lot. Like I worked at a gas station in my early 20s, and the manager, she would go, because I worked at Maverick. She would go early in the morning and go around to when I lived in Lehigh. So she would go to all of the different gas stations in like a 5-mile radius, or it was something like that. And then she would essentially price the gas the same price as all the other gas stations. I mean, you can do that. You should definitely do that with your pricing of your books, do it similar, but it's the same thing with your marketing. You can kind of go, okay, well, the audience really resonates with reading, right? Or really pretty artwork, right? So try to find what your audience is and go through there. And just with time, I'm not going to spend too much on this, but I want to look at some hashtags. So I think one of the ones that I have is, let's look at this. So hashtags, you can go on Hashtagify or Instagram. Like these are just two options. But say you want to do book recommendations. I also do a lot of stuff on Reddit recently, which is kind of like suggest me a book, and then I'll like recommend stuff. And so you'll see some people follow hashtags. So like one of my just people who I follow, she's following book recommendations. Because that way you can jump up and be like, okay, well, what are people posting on with hashtags on book recommendations? Okay, so this one's really popular. They they're just posting about really popular things that they've read. And so if you want to be a writer and like a book reviewer too, you would post about popular books and also indie books. You just like shove in the indie book in here, right? So these are book recommendations. So I highly encourage you to just like, I gave you a lot of hashtags that are super trending right now. And just do and explore, right? Like there's one with like a book little icon. You can like kind of go through, okay, this one's really popular. This is a giveaway. Okay, how can I do my own giveaway, right? We'll do a Canva on that. Does anyone have any questions so far? Like the biggest thing I can encourage you is just, you need to do research. You need to look at your competitors. I mean, I know we shouldn't say competitors like a dirty word, but they're essentially competitors, right? You want to look at the trending authors, even your favorite authors, like, okay, I really like Patrick Rothfuss. So what does he do on his Instagram that I can do? You know, so he posts, he's obviously really popular. And he posts about like his events, his books. Okay, how can I like do some similar things? Maybe I can do like if he had like a dance video, I could do, there's an Instagram remix, right? So some popular authors might have like some video that you could remix, and now you have, you know, given them credit for the, you know, the dance, the song, or whatever it is. But then now their viewers will see, like you'll see, their viewers will see you, and your viewers will see that you have posted all this stuff. So that can help piggyback you up, right? So doing research, find your favorite authors, specifically authors who you want to like emulate and who would be, they have the readership you want. So that's the biggest takeaway is Patrick Rothfuss, like, I don't really write like him, so maybe I don't want his readers, right? But he's speculative fiction, so it might work. So I might still do a few things. But like with steamy romance, I might just look up all different steamy stuff. So anyway. And just with time, because we started a little late, I want you guys later to connect your ideas. So thinking about, you know, what do you want in your book? So you're going to have the content. So you want maybe behind the scenes stuff, right? Share a photo, your writing desk, you know, do some fun things like that. You can do a dance, a writing tip. I do stuff on like writing tips for my Editing Me. Editing, so I have different Instagrams, you'll notice, because it's a lot of work, but it makes it so, and I have help, obviously, you know, but it makes it so I can have everything separated, right? So the author one is just on book reviews, writing, my own personal stuff. And then sometimes I'll collaborate with Collective Tales, you know, because sometimes the books have something to do with that. Same with Editing Me. Editing Me is really focused on, you know, the Editing Me business, right? So it's formatting, editing, marketing. So it goes into that. How can you engage with your followers? So you'll see earlier, there's like, you know, let's see, I guess where you kind of got out of it, but there was one where it was talking about, it was a campaign, right? It was getting people engaged and like excited about doing a contest or a campaign, or asking them a poll, right? Maybe if you have a book published already, you can ask like, who's your favorite character? Or what kind of character would you like me to see, right? Or would you like to see in my writing? You could do a personal post. People like that. They want to see you. They want to see the real you, right? And then you can do book promotion. The biggest thing, though, is you don't want to overload it with just your books. If you only do your book, people are not going to want to follow you. They're going to kind of be bored. They want new things, different things. They want a reason to follow you. Because if it's just about, even Patrick Rothfuss, if you saw Patrick Rothfuss, it wasn't just about him. Yes, it had his books. But you know, there was also an event where, yes, it was him, but it was also with her, right? So it's not only, hey, his book. Yes, he does have a lot of book things, but he does bring up other authors too. Oh, I'm live on Twitch with these other people. So you just don't want to overload it with just your stuff, because it, you know, might not resonate with the readers. Okay, so just creating content now. Oops. Okay. So I don't know how much time we have. Oh, we're fine. We'll see what happens. Okay, so if we want to create a content, so I share this Canva with a few people, which is why there's a very eclectic group. But I like Canva. You can use Photoshop. Photoshop is definitely more in like flexible, and like it is smoother and better in some ways than Canva, right? It's like, but Canva it's more restrictive, but it's a lot easier if you don't have graphic design in your background. So it really helps. But so say I wanted to create a social media So I just want a social media post. Okay. So you can see it gives you like a size here. I could also do book campaign. Oops, spelled it wrong. Campaign, Campagna. Yeah, spell. So these are different sites. Let's see, presentation video, custom sizes. So, oh, let's go into book. Actually, let's go to social media. You can see that there's already stuff here. So I'm going to just go into one and show you. So you can create almost anything. What should we create? Let's see. Should we do a book? We could do a book pile. Oh, cute. We do marketing, bookmark. So oh, dang it, someone's needs to get put in, I don't know. Oh no, someone needs to be put in. Jennifer's not in. I don't see her. Sorry. So anyway, so you can post about it. You can do, oh, I want to do a pretty book. Let's see. So say you want to do this book, but I want to get rid of this background. So I can remove the background. Oh, that's cool. I can put some text here. I'm going to buy this one, buy it. And you'll see these two texts right here. They're grouped together so I can move them, but I can ungroup. I can move this up here, get one free. So cute. So there's a lot of flexibility, even with it being kind of restrictive compared. And I can show you a few things we've already done. Let's see. We don't have anything out. I'm like scared to go into too much depth.
It's awesome stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's one that Jonathan was doing. So you can see here we do a green screen and he'll remove this background. So like you can do a lot of this stuff too. Is like you remove this background and then you can add stuff in the background as well. Here's something that Austin did where it's like, oh, he has like a medieval guy. It's like a video. And you can have this in the background. He put, so what I'm assuming what he did is he put one guy here. He transplanted him because this is an unmoving image. He transplanted him on a video, which you can totally do. So, and definitely go onto Canva, try your hand at just like, searching different things, like see if you can be like, okay, I want to do an Instagram post. Okay, this is the size for an Instagram post. I want to make it into a video. And then there's a lot of like videos, like we have the pro, so there might be some stuff that you might not be able to see, but a lot of that stuff, there's a lot of free stuff on here. So Canva can be free and it can be really usable for everyone. Like, look, here's one about like just a guy who's a, writer. Anyway, so definitely look into that. You want to create content. Okay, now I want to go into what John kind of touched on earlier is scheduling and posting. This is a really critical one, and it is something, it saves a lot of time, but I want to, make sure that you're not just doing, yeah, Canva also has an audio library. Yeah, it has an audio library, it has video, it has images. I encourage you to bring your own images and stuff. Yeah, so there's a lot of fun things. Highly recommend, just get an account. It's free to join. Okay, so scheduling and posting, why it matters. You build an audience trust because people say, okay, at 7 p.m. every single day, they're going to be doing a live reading. Okay, I need to make sure that 7 p.m. on Mondays, I need to be available so I can see this live reading and ask questions. It's going to increase engagement. It's going to optimize your visibility, right? Best practices, you want to post when your audience is on. So that means that when does your audience usually go onto social media? This goes back to who is your audience? So if my audience is millennials, they're probably sneaking on during work hours. they're probably not necessarily looking at in the evening. They might be looking in the evening, but right before bed, right? So, because they're, so what I'd probably do is I would do, okay, maybe 10 a.m. is a good time because they've gone through their workday. Now there's this like lull. So 10 or 11, and then they go to lunch. You don't want to post during lunch because they might not see it. Then you want to do maybe in the afternoon when they're really tired of working. So 2 or 3 p.m. And then, or like 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening. You don't want to do too late, or at least I don't want to do too late. That might be, my audience might not be on. Your audience might be on. Maybe your audience is specifically night owls, so you only want to post at like 8 or 9 or 10 p.m., right? You have to look at quality versus quantity. There's a balancing act there. You want to have consistent content, but you don't want it to look bad. So if that means that you're only posting once per week, so it's up to quality, just make sure it's the same time every week, right? And then people can see that. You want to have evergreen, which means this is like, it can happen anytime posts, and you want some timely posts like, oh, make sure to come to my event at 7 p.m. this next week. So that's like a timely one, right? And then evergreen is like, oh, I just read this book. It's great, and I do like a book review on it. So again, you want to choose your social media platform. Facebook gives you, so the Meta business, it gives you an option to schedule. You can actually just schedule in Facebook itself. So I'll show you here. So, oh boy, Donut Daddy. So let's go to, let's go into the romance group. So I'm going to say, hey, everyone, you are all great. I didn't know how to spell for a second, so I'm going to post a little cute little thing. Okay, so see here, here's a post. On this bottom, schedule post. I can schedule it out, I think up to 3 months. Okay, yeah, so I can be like, okay, March 5th, I'm going to post at whatever time. Make sure it's not 2 a.m., so I can post pretty easy on Facebook. Threads, Blue Sky, I think they're pretty easy to, but Instagram is kind of annoying. Instagram, you can't specifically do it in, you can't post and schedule a post unless you have like this paid version, which is kind of annoying. But what you can do is you can use Later. Later is a platform that you can use to get started, schedule posts, and it can use all of them like Facebook, Twitter, or Blue Sky, all these different things. It can work with that. If there's a free version that I use, you can also use a paid version. And then here, where's Buffer's another one. The biggest thing though, is if you are scheduling, and I've seen this before, some people will schedule and they'll never get on social media. The social media wants you to be social, and they encourage socialness. So they will give you you can think of your algorithm as like a point system. So the more you go on, the more you're engaging, the higher points you get, right? So you're going to have more points. You're going to be more seen. Even if your followers want to see you, sometimes they won't see you if you're not being social enough. So if you're like, why am I consistently getting low followers or low likes, even though I'm making the same content as all these other people? It's probably because you're not engaging on social media. Okay, so now we'll go into the final one. Oh, okay, we're good on time, I think. So engagement and analytics. So what is this? It's tracking performance to see what works and what doesn't. It's going to help you refine your strategy based on your data because, hey, sometimes posts surprise you. Like that one that I got for 600,000. There's no way I could have predicted that to get that much. I thought it, Jonathan found it. He we were doing a romance retreat. He just recorded. It's like a small little sliver of a second, just like a few seconds. But the thing is it piggybacked off of a fad, right? And if you're on social media, you'll see these fads pop up. You'll see what everyone else is doing. You want to kind of jump on that, and that makes it higher too. And it also identifies opportunities for growth and improvement. Okay, so we're gonna look at some algorithms, but I just want to say like you can do polls, quizzes, and questions and stories to spark interaction. Oh, dang it. Anyway, that's supposed to be one. Spark interaction. You want to engage in comments and direct messages. If someone's spamming you, don't feel like you have to respond to them. You don't have to respond to every single message. You don't have to respond to every single comment, but you want to make it fun. Like imagine you're at a party and you have a conversation with a few people. You want to have a conversation, right? You're not going to be talking to every single person, but you're still going to be engaging enough that you're going to enjoy the party. People you're talking to are going to enjoy the party. And it helps you, again, help you with relevant trends and hashtags. Because if you're online, you're just going to be seeing that constantly. It helps you collaborate with followers, seeing the user-generated content. So I'm not familiar yet with the new Threads algorithm. I'm pretty sure it's probably fairly similar to what Twitter was, but we'll just focus on Facebook's and Instagram's algorithm. And everyone can do these two things. So, people comment? Yeah, sound effects. Okay. So, I'm part of the Dylan Thomas Facebook page. I got on it when I was in Swansea and I sometimes interact. But I want to show you their marketing. So to have a professional dashboard, to see the algorithm, to see the trends, you need to have a page. I don't think groups do this, but you can kind of see like, okay, well, if I have a page, this is why having an author page can be really helpful because it can show your post reach, it can show your engagement. A group is fun because, you just get people together and stuff and it's nice and engaging, but you should still have a page. So you can see here, like a few months ago, they had, Johnny Depp come in and like that got like so many views. I feel, dang it. Anyway, it's not letting me see, but you can kind of see right here. So how I got on here. So I have pages that I'm part of. So you go into your page and what you do is you go into your professional dashboard. And on your professional dashboard, it'll let you see like, okay, your post reach, engagements. I can A/B test, which is I will create two different posts that are slightly different and I send them out and I see to different audiences or different members in your audience. And you can see like, okay, people resonated with this slightly different wording because sometimes it's the sentence that really makes the difference between what people see or it's the picture. And you can do ads here. You can kind of see they created an ad which reached 4,000 people and it got an engagement of 509 people, or sorry, it reached 837. But, and then they paid $77. I don't recommend doing a lot of audience or ads on social media just because when people are on social media, they're looking to be social. They're not necessarily looking to pay for stuff. So I would recommend doing ads on like Amazon or Google AdWords or even Pinterest, not really Instagram and Facebook, unless you want to do followers. Unless you want followers, you might get more followers from this, but don't think that you're going to get more money necessarily from this. If you're going on Instagram, what you need to do is you need to go into, so this is my professional author profile, which is the author one. So you have to make sure it's a professional page, right? It's a creator page. And then you can kind of see here, you go to your profile. On the phone, it's a little bit easier, but you just go to your profile and you view insights. So I can see from 7 days, 30 days, 14, 90 days. So you can kind of see like, okay, my top based content view. Oh, I got 4,000 views for this ridiculous video. It was really funny. I kind of like it a lot. Anyway, here, let's start it over so you guys can see. Okay. Anyway, it's just, and that has a lot of humor because it's like Christmas themed, where elves, but then there's the Lord of the Ring elf, right? So I had interactions like the followers. Okay, Only 17% of my followers saw this. It was 82.8% of my non-followers who saw this.
Oh, you got that.
Views.
17% of the viewers were followers.
Yes,
100% of your followers could have followed it theoretically.
theoretically, yeah. But it just reached, and then it reached, yeah, and then this is the impression. So when someone is scrolling through their phone, how long they stay on it, like it's the out, like Instagram kind of says, like, okay, they're like looking at it, they've paused. Okay, this is a view. Even if someone sees it, it's like I think it's a few seconds, but to engage and interact, they have to click on it, they have to like it, they just have to play it, like I have to do something on it and not just view it, right? So that's how you could do those. Okay. Anyway, so those engagements and analytics. It's a kind of overwhelming, I know. Oh yeah, that's the end. Sorry, this is the first time I've done this presentation. It's kind of overwhelming, I know. But that's why I gave you that handout. There's a lot of activities you can do there. It's all about, you want to plan, and it's really important to find your followers. So do your market research, look on Instagram, look on Facebook, where are your groups? I mean, Facebook, you can go on Facebook groups and find authors. Honestly, the most successful, I think one of the reasons why, my author profile, and a few other profiles get more success than maybe others is just because of engagement, right? It's the content and it's an engagement. So you're being social on social media. That's the biggest thing. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? That's the end of it. I think let's see. Ooh, well, I was 5 minutes early. Anyway, any questions or anything before we end? Thanks, Stephanie. And this is recorded, so I was able to record this one. So for whatever presentations I'm in, I'll try to record them. We were just having some difficulties with that, but I will stop recording this now.